We'll just wait for the others for 2 minutes. Okay. Shall we start? خلاص الأغلب دخلوا ولا بعدهم؟ Hello. Can you join in the second part? We are waiting for you in the second part. Please join in the second part. Should we start part two? Okay. Anyhow, going to part two, where we are going to talk mainly about construction drawings. Now, in construction drawings, normally we have two types that you need to concentrate at, which are residential buildings drawings, and then we have residential and commercial buildings. As a graduate of civil engineering, you should know what are the different types of drawings which are asked by the different entities here in Oman. So, for example, if you work in a consultancy, you should know that I need to provide drawing number one, drawing number two, drawing number three. Drawing number four is not necessary for this type of project. Number five is necessary for this type of a project. Okay, so we are going to tackle mainly two things because these are the most common ones. There are different types of buildings as well. We have industrial, we have educational, and other types, but mainly whatever you are going to tackle or whatever you are going to have at the beginning is either going to be residential building or residential commercial building. Okay, so there are mainly three types of drawings that um, you need to submit or you need to deliver to the authority, which is normally going to be Muscat municipality here in Muscat, and the other municipalities if we are talking about regional municipalities. Okay, so normally they are asking for three main drawings. One is whatever we call it as architectural, and you can see in the architectural we have windows, we have accessories, we have doors, we have walls. That's the architecture. And in the architectural, normally we show most of the components, most of the secondary components. Let's say most of the secondary components like doors, windows, steps. This is whatever we call it as architectural drawing. Based on the architectural drawing, you need to send your structural drawing as well. Now, in the structural drawing, you can see we don't have windows anymore, we don't have doors anymore, we don't have utilities anymore. We have mainly slabs, beam, columns. So this is whatever we call it as a structural drawing. Okay? And the third type is whatever we call it as MEP. Okay, and the third type is whatever we call it as MEP, where you can see here the connections for the electricity, the fans, and whatsoever. So normally, uh, three uh, three things which are required to be provided for the construction, which are architectural, structural, and then MVP. Now, when it comes to the municipality only will ask for two of them. Okay, municipality is going to be asking for two of them. Normally, municipality is going to be asking for the architectural and the structural. MEP is required for the construction. For the contractor, whenever he is going to start working, he will be asked or the client needs to be providing for the contractor the MEP. Okay, going in details for the residential and residential commercial, we have residential here, we have residential and commercial. We are going to see in details what are the things that we need to submit and whom to submit the things. Okay. So we are going for residential. Now for the residential, normally we need to send the architecture. So you can see here This is like an example of our architectural drawing, and you can see once again, um, doors are there, windows are there, steps are there, utilities, beds. So this is whatever we call it as the architectural drawing, and this is representing an architectural plan. So we need to send the architectural plan for the municipality. So the municipality is going to approve it. Later on in tomorrow's lecture, uh, we are going to learn how and why. Or today we are going to learn how and why, and what to put in the drawings, different types of drawings. Second type of a drawing is going to be structural. So in the structural, you can see uh, this is the same building. This is the same building where this is the architectural, and this is going to be your structural. And you can see in the structural we don't have the doors, we don't have the windows anymore. We are going to have only beams, columns, slabs, uh, solid block wall, like whatever is represented here. These are the things to be shown in the structure. So once again, the major difference between architectural and structural, that in the architectural we are showing the secondary components mainly. When it comes to the structural, we are showing the main of the primary components like the column, beams, slabs, and foundation if there is a foundation layout. So these are the two different drawings needs to be sent to the municipality. And then we are having something else called electrical. Electrical is normally required for the construction. So before giving the drawing to the contractor, you need to do two things. First, you need to send the architectural and structural drawing to the municipality, get their approval. If there is any changes, if there are any changes required, you need to implement them, and then you need to get the drawing stamped by the municipality for architectural and structural. Other than that, you need to provide other drawings which are going to be used for the construction. So the contractor will know where you need to put your fan, where you need to put your light, where do I need to put a socket over there. So the electrical drawing normally does not require the municipality approval. Although there are a lot of talks now, it's going to be implemented, and you need to get the approval of the municipality as well. Okay, so you can see in the electrical fans are there, lights, switches, TV connections. Uh, these are going to be represented in an electrical drawing, and I'm going to show you what are the meaning of each component later on. Plumbing as well. So whatever we call it as drainage. Okay, so we are going to show the manhole, uh, the water which is from the toilets, how to go to the main drainage, uh, the main the main manhole. So this is a plumbing, and once again, this is not required by the municipality, but it's required for the construction. So there are certain drawings which are required for the municipality, certain drawings which are required for the construction. So the contractor cannot construct the full building without knowing where are the drainage, it goes from where to where, and how to make it. So normally four types of drawings are required. Okay, four types of drawings are required for residential buildings. These are architectural, structural, and then we have the MEP, which are the M represented by the mechanical, E is for electrical, and B is for plumbing. So these types of drawings are required. Two of them for municipality, and then the remaining are going to go for the construction requirement. Once again, going for the residential commercial buildings. Now, you need to know the main difference between a residential and residential commercial building. What do we need to add? What type of drawings are required? So once again, there is an architecture. So once again, this is an architectural plan. We are showing the different components of architectural elements or secondary elements. Going for the structural, showing the main things, the slabs, columns, left, or the cores. plumbing, which we have already discussed earlier. We are going to show the pipes are going from where to where exactly, how much, what are the sizes of the pipes you can see. So 2 inch, 4 inch, 3 inch. So everything is going to be mentioned in this particular plumbing drawing. And then we have the electrical. So these are the same four that we have discussed earlier. Okay, these are the same four that we have discussed earlier in the residential, but we need to add two more drawings. One is a water drawing. Since it's a residential commercial, we need to show the water connection separately from the drainage. Okay, we need to show it separately from the drainage or separately from the plumbing. And the last thing, which is a very important one, that is going to be the fire. Okay. Now, when it comes to residential commercial, there are two entities that I need to submit the drawings to. One is a municipality. So for the municipality, I need to send the architectural and structural, and then I need to send for the civil defense اللي هي الدفاع المدني هي العام للدفاع المدني. I need to send for them whatever we call it as a fire drawing. Okay, so I cannot construct or I cannot start any commercial residential building unless I get the approval from the public authority for civil defense. The other drawings, which are water, electrical, plumbing, these are extra drawings that normally we use for the construction, but they don't require uh, any approval from the entities, which are the municipality and then the civil defense. Now, let me try to show you some real examples. Now, I'll send for you later on all of these items, which are representing the standards, whatever we have talked about, the regulation, والعقد الموحد, and then I'm going to send you later on the regulations of the municipality. Now, going for the drawings, we have residential drawing. Normally we have four types of drawings, as we say. One is the architectural, and you can see this is an elevation, or this is a 3D perspective. This is a site plan, and you can see that there is an approval from the municipality. Now, if there is no approval from municipality, it means that this particular drawing is not required by the municipality. So the municipality is not going to ask you to send a 3D perspective. It's not required. Okay, so we need to send a site plan, and you can see that it has been approved. Okay, and then you can see that these have been approved already. These are the layouts. So one of them is already approved, means everything is approved. Ground floor, first floor, and then the penthouse. And once again, for the elevation, so both of them are approved already, and you can see the stamp of the municipality. So whatever documents that we need to send for the municipality before starting any construction, you need to get them approved by the municipality, and these are the architectural and structural drawings. Other than these are not required to be sent for the municipality. Once again, structural, and you can see the first thing normally for the structural, I'll be sending them as well for you. This is the general requirement, so we need to mention in this particular thing what are the different types of things. What is the bearing capacity? For example, here it was 300. What is the fire resistance for the structure? So this is a general thing which is applicable for your particular structure. What is different types of grades that you are going to use? What is the different types of cover? So you can see here. So covers that are going to be used for this particular project. So this is a general general notes that needs to be sent to the municipality to get their approval for. Okay, and then general detailing. So for general items, and then we are going to understand what are the meanings of these things, and the couple upcoming lectures we are going to learn what's the meaning of a cantilever, how to understand these things. All of them we are going to tackle them. Okay, And then once again, if there are any retaining walls, so normally these sets, this one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, and then seventh, normally these are going to be common. You are going to be only changing the first one for the requirement of that particular project. So you need to change the cover, you need to change the grade of concrete, you need to change the grade of steel, you need to change the fire resistance if it's required for that particular project itself. Other than that, these are going to be common for each and every project because these are typical reinforcement. You can see the reinforcement are not mentioned and how much are they. Okay, so we are not mentioning normally the reinforcement here. You need to refer back to the layout to get your reinforcement. Okay, so these are the general notes. We are going to have the foundation layout, and you can see that it has been approved already. We are going to learn in the upcoming days what are the meaning of CF1, CF2, F1, F2, what are the meanings of the items here, columns as well, how to read the column schedule, and once again approved, municipality approval. So you can see what are the meaning of the hatches, everything that we are going to tackle. So you can see that the architectural drawings, structural drawings are approved by the municipality. Now when it comes to the third set of drawings, which are the MEP, you can see that there is no approval. There is no approval of the MEP, and you can see uh, there is there are certain legion, whatever we call it, legion, explaining what are the things here. So what's the meaning of each and every type? So shower tab, and then WC, cooking range. So everything is mentioned here in terms what are the symbols which have been used in this particular drawings. Okay, so you can see that for whatever floor is there, we didn't get any approval from the municipality. It means that the MEP drawings are not required to be sent for the municipality, but they are required to be sent. I mean, they are required for the construction purposes. So we don't need to send them for the municipality for approval. After we get the architectural and structural drawing approved, normally we have something like this, and this is whatever we call it as permit, building permit or IBAH, which is the approval that now you can start the construction. So without this particular certificate, you cannot start your particular project. And once again, you will get this particular permit only if you get your architectural drawing approved, your structural drawing approved, with other things like the croquis, ownership, mulkiya, and other things. Okay, but the most important thing that you need to get your architectural drawing and then your structural drawing approved. That's when it comes to the residential. Now when we are going to go for the residential commercial, now you can see that there are more sets of items are there. So once again, architectural drawings, and you can see the cookies here. We are going to learn tomorrow, hopefully, what's the meaning of cookie, how to read the cookie, how to read the coordinates, what's the meaning of easting, northing, longitude, latitude, what are the meanings of all of these things. So you can see that it has been approved, and you can see that if you notice here that we need to get the approval of the civil defense اللي هو الدفاع المدني because it's a residential commercial. Okay, so once again we got them approved. You can see the perspective is not approved because it's not a requirement to be sent for the municipality. These are the architectural drawings, and you can see that they have been approved already. Okay, and normally when it comes to the architectural drawing for commercial and residential building, normally normally we attach something called doors and windows legion, in which we are showing the doors and windows for that particular building. Second is structural, and once again you can see the same general note that I have told you. So normally Most of the consultants are using the same thing. The only thing that we are changing the required things only. So you change whatever fire resistance required, whatever covers are required, whatever grade of concrete is required, you will change them only. The remaining things, when it comes to the general items or general notes, they are exactly the same. Starting from here, this is representing a foundation layout, and you can see here the foundation is representing a raft foundation. So we are going to learn what's the meaning of this particular thing, what's the meaning of a mesh, why it's not bars, what's the meaning of edge, what's the meaning of SSL, everything we are going to learn in the upcoming lectures. Okay, and once again, you cannot go and estimate the things without understanding what are the meanings of everything here. Okay, and once again, you can see that this has been approved already by the by the municipality. Going for the third set, electrical. Now, previously we have sent MEP in the residential. We normally combine all the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. We combine them normally in one drawing to be sent for the construction purposes. Now here normally, since it's residential commercial, it's a big project. Normally we separate the drawings from each other. So we have, for example, here electrical. Okay, so electrical drawings. What are the required connections? Okay, and you can see for each and every floor we are going to have, and then each and every calculation, each and everything is mentioned because it's not a typical small project. So we need to mention for each and everything what's the type of or the electrical calculation we need to show as well. Okay, so normally this is done by a specialist in electrical connection, which is normally a subcontractor or a sub-consultant. And then here the water connection, and you can see once again for each and every floor we are going to have water connections, and you can see that this has not been approved. The electrical drawing has not been approved. It means that it has not been sent to the municipality because the municipality is not requiring them. And then we have drainage as well, so the same thing. The only thing that we separated the three from each other. Now this is whatever we talked about civil defense, and you can see now we are getting a different approval. That different approval is from the Public Authority of Civil Defense. Without it, you cannot start your project. In case of a residential commercial, so you need to show the escapes, where are the fire exits, what are the extinguishers that you are going to use, what are the what water, let's say, um, water distributor, you can see. So all of them are mentioned here. All the types are mentioned here in the legal itself. And then after you send your architectural and structural, you will get your municipality permit. So once again, this is the same, or this is looking exactly the same as the previous one that we have shown. The only thing different from this one and that one is the details of the land itself. Okay, the details of the land itself. And this is going to be the permit of the civil defense. So now when it comes to residential commercial, there will be two permits. There will be two permits. One is from municipality, another one is from the civil defense. And this is, can you can you turn the can you can you can you all turn the mic off, please? Okay. So once again, this is going to be the permit from the civil defense. Uh, Extra thing that we need to send here is something called soil investigation report. Now, when it comes to residential building, normally residential buildings are 3 stories or lesser. It means that I don't need to do a soil investigation report. We can depend on the safe bearing capacities given by the municipalities. Other than that, if it's more than 3 stories, then we need to do a soil investigation report. And this is how it looks like, where they are doing the boreholes and they will specify for you this type of thing. You might be seeing it later. So they will take normally 3 samples. So for the depth of 1.5, if I'm going to construct my foundation at the depth of 1.5, then I can have a safe bearing capacity of 250 if it's isolated, if it's rough foundation 200. And then once again, if you are going to construct your foundation at 2 meters, then it's going to be 300 and 220, and it goes on. So based on the structural designer requirement, he will decide whether he will go for 1.5 or 2 meter or 3 meter according to the values of safe bearing capacities and the loads which are given, or the loads which are computed by the structure itself. Okay, so these are the different types of drawings or documents required for a construction of uh, commercial residential building. So it's very important for you. It's very important for you as graduates to know which type of drawings, uh, which type of drawings are to be included in the residential buildings, which type of drawings to be included in the uh, residential commercial buildings. Whatever I have discussed in this particular portion, whatever documents I have discussed, I'll be uploading them for you. So if you have any question in the upcoming days, you can raise them up. For the meantime, if you have any question regarding to whatever we have highlighted in second session, uh, then we can raise it up. We have 10 minutes for question and answer. If you have any question and answer, yeah, I'm recording the session. I'm recording the session. Okay. So any question regarding to whatever you have listened to, you can ask. No problem. Now it's your opportunity to ask later on when it comes to interviews. Nobody is going to help you. No questions? Shall we have the break? If you don't have any question between plumbing and water connection. Yeah, water connection is the water that we are drinking, okay, or the tap water. Okay, the tap water, the water, regular water that we are using. When it comes to plumbing, we are talking about drainage, the wastewater. So water is a tap water, whatever we are having, our tap. The regular tap, I don't know whether you can see from here. So, okay, so the regular tap water, المغاسل يعني. والبلمبing is the drainage, the wastewater. صرف صحي وماء العادي. Plumbing is صرف صحي wastewater. Any other question? What's the purpose of the fire drawing? When it comes to commercial residential building, normally we are going to have huge number of people inside that particular structure or that particular building. So you need to ensure that the number of exits are enough. You need to know that the fire extinguishers are close by in case of any fire. Let's say, for example, if I have 100 meter long building, Okay, and I have only one staircase available in one side. In case of any fire, it means the person who is available in the last side will not be able to go. So a lot of things will be controlled: the number of exits, the number of fire routes, the extinguishers, a lot of things, sprinklers, the water sprinklers اللي يرش الماء, light, smoke detectors. So everything is required when it comes to huge number. Now لما نتكلم عن when we talk about residential, لما نتكلم عن المباني السكنية بشكل عام, I'll come to it. لما نتكلم عن المباني السكنية بشكل عام, هي تستخدم من قبل الشخص نفسه. So it means that I know my building carefully. It means that I don't require a lot of time to go outside in case of a fire. But in case of a residential commercial building, the building is huge. Number of exits should be enough. Like the same way when we talk about the number of staircases or number of lifts in buildings, they are not only for the purpose of adding a staircase. No, like if you remember in your civil building, you have two stairs. It's not only for the purpose of adding stairs for the sake of paying more money. No, because of the huge number of students in that particular building, you cannot have them all to go out from one particular exit. Hope that's clear for you as well. Lamis, normally that's done, the fire plan normally done by a subcontractor or a fire specialist. It's not normally a civil engineer, it's not normally an architectural engineering. There are fire consultancies which are available. Basic layouts can be done by the civil engineer or subcontractor, but if you are having huge multi-story, then you need to take it for a specialist fire consultant. Any other question? No more questions? So you can see that in the first part we were little bit general, second part we went little bit deeper, third part is going to be more deeper into civil engineering. Hope whatever we have covered, you gained even a small thing from it. Um, I'm going to close session number 2 now, and then I'm going to start after 5 minutes. I'm going to start a new session number 3. So do not stay here. Wait for me for session number 3. Thank you very much.